I'm just gonna start speaking to them while you do it later.
Oh. No, you might be waiting till I'm done. Won't take me very long.
Aggressive. Lord.
Can't be showing me looking like this.
But you're busy.
It won't take me long.
That's okay. You stay prepared. I can start off.
I'm unprepared.
But you're preparing to be prepared.
Oh, it just stress me out.
Hello.
Goodbye.
Well, this is July reads.
I'm not ready. Why have you done this?
You will be.
What do you mean? That's so ominous.
Well, you won't be?
No, I'm not. I'm currently not.
I'm a little bit sick, so...
A little bit. He got freshers flu.
I read With This Kiss, which I put 4 out of 5 because the 2 books before this, right? This is what this comment meant. Not sure if I'd like this so much because the previous 2 books I read were dog shit. Or if this book was actually decent.
We'll never know.
But it was easily consumable, had straight people in it, which, God forbid.
God forbid.
But she was annoying with like how her power came across sometimes. Like she told no one about it. And then, this is a spoiler, but her family all had the same thing.
Oh.
So it was like, none of you spoke to each other. What are you on about?
The first book I read in July was The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, which is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I absolutely fucking loved it. 5 stars. It was so much better than the first one, which is like impossible to even think of because the first one was like out of the park, like about to be my favourite book of the year kind of vibe. And it's ended on such a cliffhanger that, and the final book in the trilogy comes out October 24th, and I am so excited. I've pre-ordered it. She just knows how to write fantasy, romantasy, like, but in such a good way, like not in a, it's like very fairy tale but esque, like a storybook, but like with a twist. I love it. I love it. She's really good at like going into all the lore of it. She's really good at like world building and like writing the characters and things like that, so I'm really excited to see what she does next.
I read The Housemaid.
You called me basic for reading all the popular books.
I didn't know this was actually popular when I bought it. Okay, everything in this book was amazing, but basically this book was the mixture between You, the season, and I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh my god, that is so slay.
It's intense. But then like there's this bit at the end where, because he puts these women in like the attic and like leaves them there for days.
Oh my god, that's so random.
And at the end of the book, because he dies, his mother implied to like one of his girlfriends at like at the time that she used to do the same thing to him if he was naughty. Just lock him in the
explains a
basement.
lot, doesn't it?
It's pretty good though.
I was debating whether I want to read it, but it's just not. I've got so much on my TBR and so many books that I haven't read.
She got 4 fucking bookcases. What for?
All my books. Dad, that's clues in the name.
But they're not full.
Not yet. That's so unhinged of me.
And then I read The Dreamers. What the fuck?
I didn't even realise you'd read this book.
I put... Basically, it came out just before COVID. But the whole book was very much COVID. So...
Oh, that's so boring. You go to a book for escapism, not
trauma.
Not reliving all that bullshit.
So my comment was COVID ass book.
Is that now
came out
then?
in 2019. And then I was like, oh, this could have been really good, but
that's
COVID
such
got
bad
you.
timing. I guess I'll do one. May as well do these next 3 in a bulk. I then read all of the Cruel Prince series and The Stolen Heir, which is the first of a duology, which is set after The Cruel Prince, but it's all like, it's 2 characters from The Cruel Prince.
Okay.
That's by Holly Black. I gave all of them 5 star. I gave The Stolen Heir 4.5 just because I don't really know why. I think it's just because I'm so attached to the first set of characters that reading about the next characters I was kind of like, but it is a really good, it's technically a YA series because it has implied spice. You don't really see like the sexy parts, it's just implied. But honestly, like, even if you are into smut or like fairy smut or romance and things, it gives you enough. Like, I really enjoyed it and I read them quite quickly, like one after the other. It's very like, she is so good at writing like basic fairy stuff. Like, when you think of fairies and you think of like mushrooms and like magic and fairies being like tricksters and things like that, it really takes it back to that kind of thing. But it is like it's an enemy, at its core it's an enemies to lovers, like an actual enemies to lovers, not a Teehee, I don't like you very much. It's like they are actually trying to kill each other, Teehee.
Oh, vibes. Which
is, we love. But it follows the main character, Jude, who is a human that got stolen, essentially, by a fairy, her and her sisters, to live in Fae. I won't say, it's not really a spoiler because it's like the first chapter of the book, but it's because her mum was married to a Fae guy and then she ran away with a human. So the first older sister is part Fae, but the two twins, Jude and her sister, are human. But he comes back and kills both the parents because he's angry. And then they get taken off to Fae to be raised there. And because they're two humans living in Fae, they're like really out of place, they get tormented. And then it just spins off to all of these plot twists and, you know, there's war politics, and it's really, really good. It's like, if you're just getting into fantasy, it's a really good start off to like just dip your toe in.
The next two books I read were The Hunger Games, which everyone's read, so like...
Yeah.
So the only thing I really wrote down were like, the things that were different from the movies.
Gang gang.
Gang gang, bye bye.
Bye bye. Right, we pause in between that because I just want to go do something in the bathroom real quick.
Sketchy.
That is real sketchy.